And this is what many married couples are not doing today. They are very insensitive to their spouses, especially when they have done something wrong, especially when their spouses have pointed out to them what they have done wrong. Because they are very insensitive, they will end up responding in a grievous manner. They will end up responding rudely. They will end up responding bitterly. They will end up responding abrasively. They will end up responding harshly. And when you respond in that manner to your spouse, you are likely going to have issues with them. And these issues are issues that would have been avoided if you have only used soft words on them. So God wants us to have a harmonious marital relationship, and for us to have this marital relationships, we need to move away from using grievous words when we are responding, because these grievous words will likely make our spouses to be bitter. It will likely make our spouses to be angry. It will likely make our spouses to enter in a conflict that would have been avoided. So I'm encouraging you today to start using soft words to your spouse. Before you respond to your spouse, ask yourself, is my response laden with love? Is my response laden with patience and understanding? If is my response laden with kindness? If it is not, you need to change your response. You need to respond in a way that will show love. You need to respond in a way that will show that you truly understand the feeling of your spouses. Don't just respond for responding's sake. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Transforming Marriages with Uju Onwuzlige. I am thrilled to be your host, and in today's video I'm going to talk about something that will help you to build a harmonious relationship with your spouse. And to do this, I'm going to take my text from a place in the Bible, just a verse in the Bible, and that verse is found in Proverbs chapter 15 verse 1, which says that a soft answer turneth away wrath, but a grievous word will stir up anger. Whenever I read this verse in the Bible, there are some key points that I usually bring out in this verse. The first point for me is this: no matter how angry your spouse is, no matter how bad they are feeling, or no matter how frustrated your spouse is, when you use the right words, you can diffuse their anger. When you use the right words, you can stop their wrath. When you use the right words, you can turn around the situation, the bad situation, you can turn it around. That is the first takeaway for me. And the second takeaway from me, whenever I read this verse, is this: no matter how well cultured, how well mannered someone is, no matter how godly someone is, when you do not use the right words in your response, you are likely going to bring out the best in them. And this is why whenever I'm ending my videos, I usually say, keep helping your spouses to be the best version of themselves and not the other way around. Don't bring out the best in them. So the third point for me is this: God knows that in many marriages today, they are likely going to experience wrath. They are likely going to experience anger problems. They are likely going to experience frustration. And what did he do? He provided solutions for them by saying to them that a soft answer turneth away wrath, but a grievous word will stir up anger. So God gave us a template to handle this anger and wrath in our marriages. Now, the fourth takeaway for me is this: God having given us these solutions, this template, if we refuse to apply this template, we are not going to build a harmonious marriages. And then the fifth point for me is this: to build a harmonious and peaceful marriages, you need to be intentional, you need to be deliberate in doing what you're supposed to do. So to build a harmonious and peaceful marriages, you need to refrain from responding in a grievous manner to your spouse. And a lot of times we do things to our spouses that they do not like, and when they come to us to complain these issues to us, when they come to us to tell us what we have done wrongly, the big problem is we usually do not accept what they are saying. We usually do not acknowledge our mistakes and our errors. We usually do not acknowledge our shortcomings. So because we do not acknowledge those, we end up responding grievously to them. And when we respond grievously to them, we are likely going to stir up anger. We are likely going to bring out the beast in them. And this is what many married couples are doing today. So whenever you respond to your spouse in an aggressive manner, whenever you respond to your spouse in a rude way, whenever you respond to your spouse insensitively, whenever you respond abrasively to your spouse, you're likely going to stir up a conflict that would have been avoided. And this is why many married couples today are having problems in their marital homes, all because they are not putting into practice what Proverbs 15 verse 1 has said to us, but rather we prefer to use grievous words to our spouses. And when we use these grievous words to our spouses, we are likely going to encourage them to be angry. We are likely going to encourage them to be frustrated. We are likely going to have issues with them. And these issues are issues that would have been avoided. But what is God saying to us? God is saying to us, if you want to build a harmonious marital homes with your spouses, you need to respond with love. You need to respond with kindness. You need to respond with patience. And you need to also respond with understanding. This is what God means when he says a soft answer turneth away wrath. I'll give you an example. Last night, I did something that I found out didn't make my wife happy. And that thing that I did wasn't funny to her. And when she spoke to me, I can sense displeasure in her voice. And let me say this to you. When she has spoken to me and I was able to dictate displeasure in her voice, if I had reacted in a very rude way, if I had reacted in a grievous manner, if I had reacted in an insensitive way to her, my wife, I know, would have been very angry. And when I had reacted in that manner or responded in that manner and made her to be angry, what did you think I have done? I have helped to bring the beast in her. But what did I do? When she finished and I sensed that anger in her voice and I sensed that displeasure in her voice, I simply said to her, I am very sorry. And when I said that, I noticed something. My wife looked as if someone poured an ice on her. She looked as if someone poured something on her body that calmed her down. Why did you think she calmed down? She calmed down because I used a soft word. She calmed down because I spoke in a loving manner. She calmed down because I spoke with understanding. I said to her, I am very sorry. And this is what many married couples are not doing today. They are very insensitive to their spouses, especially when they have done something wrong, especially when their spouses have pointed out to them what they have done wrong. Because they are very insensitive, they will end up responding in a grievous manner. They will end up responding rudely. They will end up responding bitterly. They will end up responding abrasively. They will end up responding harshly. And when you respond in that manner to your spouse, you are likely going to have issues with them. And these issues are issues that would have been avoided if you have only use soft words on them. So God wants us to have a harmonious marital relationship, and for us to have these marital relationships, we need to move away from using grievous words when we are responding, because these grievous words will likely make our spouses to be bitter. It will likely make our spouses to be angry. It will likely make our spouses to enter in a conflict that would have been avoided. So I'm encouraging you today to start using soft words to your spouse. Before you respond to your spouse, ask yourself, is my response laden with love? Is my response laden with patience and understanding? If is my response laden with kindness? If it is not, you need to change your response. You need to respond in a way that will show love. You need to respond in a way that will show that you truly understand the feeling of your spouses. Don't just respond for responding's sake. Don't respond and say to yourself, if he wants to kill himself, let him kill himself. Don't respond and say to yourself, if she wants to kill herself, let her kill herself. Don't do that. When you respond in that manner, you will never build a harmonious marital relationship. But when you respond with love, when you respond with the soft words, you are likely going to turn away their wrath, assuming that they are already angry. And this is what God wants us to achieve with Proverbs chapter 15 verse 1. And want this to be your watchword every day of your life. Whenever you wake up, I want you to always run with Proverbs 15 verse 1. I want you to always remind yourself that a soft answer will turn away any form of wrath. A soft answer will turn away any form of anger. A soft answer will turn away any form of frustration or conflict that may exist in your home. But when you begin to use grievous words, you are compounding the issues. You are encouraging your spouses to behave in a way that you will not like, to behave in a way that will not be in the best interest of your family, in the best interest of everyone in your home. So I want to encourage you today to always respond to your spouse with kindness, to always respond to your spouse with love, to always respond to your spouse with patience, and to always respond to your spouse with understanding. And if you have erred and your spouse points this out to you, don't start to defend yourself. Don't respond in a defensive manner. Don't respond in an abrasive manner, but respond to show your spouse that you truly understand their feeling. Respond to show your spouse that you really understand what you have done wrong. When you respond in that manner, when you respond with soft words, when you respond with love, when you respond with kindness and patience and understanding, you're likely going to build a harmonious and happy marital relationship with your spouse, and you enjoy your marriage. Till I see you next, keep supporting your spouses to be the best version of themselves. Don't bring out the best in them. Bring out the best in them. Enjoy the journey of your marriage.